Today we've got ourselves the Oppo A3x 4G, another addition to the entry-level smartphone market. If you're working with a budget of around $100, this might just be the phone for you. So let's dive into what it has to offer and see if it's a good offering. Opening the box, you're greeted with a 45-watt SuperVOOC fast charger, a USB-A to USB-C cable, and a transparent phone case. This should be standard by now, but with many greedy smartphone brands omitting chargers to push the separate cells, it's refreshing to see Oppo still providing these essentials. The Oppo A3x 4G presents a design that is both eye-catching and practical. It's available in two color options, Nebula Red and Ocean Blue. The model I have in hand is the Ocean Blue variant and it looks absolutely stunning. It has this subtle shimmer that catches the light beautifully without being overly flashy. Now let's talk about durability. Oppo claims the A3X has military-grade protection backed by what they call Panda Glass. This is a welcome feature for an entry-level phone, adding a level of robustness that's not often seen in this price range. This, combined with its IP54 rating for dust and splash resistance, means that you won't have to be overly cautious. The design is undeniably beautiful, but that's something we've come to expect even from budget phones nowadays. What stands out here is the attention to durability, something many affordable phones lack. Moving on to the display, the Oppo A3x features a 6.67-inch LCD panel with a 720p resolution. For a phone in this price range, this is pretty typical, so don't expect super crisp or vibrant video quality. However, the inclusion of a 90Hz refresh rate slightly improves the user experience. Scrolling through apps and navigating the UI feels smoother and more responsive. Brightness is another strong point. With a peak brightness of 1000 nits, this phone holds up quite well, even when you're outdoors. In summary, while the display may not blow you away with its resolution, the smooth refresh rate and bright skin make it adequate for daily tasks. Under the hood, the Oppo A3x is powered by the Snapdragon 6S Gen 1, a processor that's clearly designed for budget phones. Despite both Snapdragon and Oppo marketing it as a decent option for gaming, do not buy this phone with gaming in mind. Yes, it can handle lighter games that don't require significant processing power, but if you're hoping to run anything demanding, you'll quickly hit a wall. The phone is best suited for basic day-to-day tasks like checking social media, browsing, or light multitasking. Even then, there's a noticeable delay when opening apps. It's not extreme, but that small lag adds up and can become frustrating over time, especially if you're switching between apps frequently. The phone is great for casual users who need a device for texting, browsing, or watching videos, but it's not designed for heavy users or those looking to push performance. You do get some flexibility with RAM and storage options, ranging from 4GB to 8GB of RAM and 64GB to 256GB of storage. But here's where I have beef with Oppo. It's 2024, and frankly, 64GB of storage on any phone is just disgusting. Apps are getting bigger, photo and video files take up more space, and before you know it, you'll be running out of storage. So if you're considering this phone, do yourself a favor and look for the 128GB version at the very least. On the software side, the Oppo A3x comes with Android 14, which is great, but since this is a budget phone, don't expect regular software updates down the line. That's one of the trade-offs that often comes with cheaper devices. Layered on top of Android 14 is Oppo's ColorOS 14. This skin is heavy, but it brings plenty of customization options, allowing you to tweak the interface to your liking. However, the customization comes at a cost, bloatware and ads. The phone comes reloaded with apps you probably won't use, and worse still, you'll find ads scattered around. It can get annoying when you're not entirely sure you're tapping on something useful or triggering an ad. Thankfully, most of the bloatware can be uninstalled, but the fact that it's there in the first place feels unnecessary. It would have been better if Oppo just avoided including these extra apps altogether. All in all, the Oppo A3x performs well enough for basic tasks, but it's not a powerhouse. The software is feature rich, but you'll have to put up with some unwanted extras like bloatware and ads. The Oppo A3x comes equipped with an 8 megapixel rear camera and 5 megapixel selfie camera. To put it simply, these cameras are not designed for anyone seeking impressive photography performance. They are there to serve basic needs, capturing memories, snapping quick photos for social media, and handling video calls. If you're looking for something to capture high quality images or handle more detailed photography, this phone won't be your go-to. But honestly, I can't fault the phone for the camera quality. At this price point, it's a reasonable offering. You're paying for an entry-level smartphone, and the camera reflects that. It's functional. It works well enough in decent lighting conditions, but you shouldn't expect stunning clarity, sharpness, or dynamic range. It's ideal for casual use. Think of it as your go-to for basic photography needs rather than a device for perfect Instagram shots. When it comes to the battery, this is where the Oppo A3X truly shines. It's packed with a massive 5100 mAh battery, which is pretty impressive for a budget phone. For the average user, this battery will easily last you an entire day, and if you are not constantly using your phone, it could even stretch into 2 days without needing a charge. But that's not all. Oppo has also included 45-watt SuperVOOC fast charging, which is hands down one of the standout features of this phone, especially at this price point. If I'm not mistaken, this makes the A3X the fastest charging phone in its class. In practical terms, this means you can juice up from 0% to 50% in just 30 minutes. This combination of long battery life and fast charging really sets the Oppo A3X apart in the entry level market. It's one of those features that genuinely adds value and makes the phone more practical for everyday use. So, should you buy the Oppo A3X? As always, the answer depends on your specific needs. Personally, I wouldn't go for this phone. The only feature that really stands out to me is the 45-watt fast charging, which is impressive at this price point. But unfortunately, that's not enough to justify a purchase for me. As a content creator, I need a phone with better cameras and a stronger processor for video editing and multitasking. I also play a lot of mobile games, and this phone's performance would be frustrating for those tasks. That said, I know someone who this phone would be a great fit for them. Their main activities are calling, texting, capturing the occasional photo, watching movies and shows, listening to music, and casually scrolling through TikTok. And their previous phone has worse performance than this, so this would be an upgrade for them. If the Oppo A3X doesn't seem like the right fit for you, there are several alternatives to consider in this price range. You might want to look into the Redmi 14C, Tecno Spark 30C, Infinix Hot 50i, or the Galaxy A06. All these phones offer similar features with slight variations in performance, design, or camera quality. And by the way, if you're curious about any of these phones, I've got reviews on all of them here on the channel. Thanks for watching. I'm Milan and this is Fuzitech. Subscribe.